Welcome to the Referrals Podcast, the show designed to help everyone from the solopreneur to the Fortune 500 company win the referral game. If you want to build a company with an army of ambassadors and raving fans who speak highly of you and refer you willingly, you are in the right place. And now, here is your host, Michael J. Maher.
Welcome, everyone, to another amazing episode of Referrals Podcast. You are going to be so glad that you tuned in today. I am so glad that you tuned in today, and I very much appreciate you as we are on the road to 500 episodes, and we are on the road to 1 million downloads. Thanks to you, the listener, the viewer. Definitely appreciate you. And I will tell you, today's episode is going to solve a problem that you probably didn't know you had. The problem is, how can you be top of mind? How can you be everywhere for your sphere, for the people in your community? How can you be in more than one place at a time? Guess what? We're going to show you how to do that today. Speaking of leverage and scale, I have to give a shout out. We just had Tanya Tudor, who is with Keller Williams, go through Event Mastery class, and she says the following. After tireless hours of door knocking day in and day out, she did the work, people. I knew that I needed to do something different to make it as a realtor. I received an email introducing the Event Mastery class, and the more I thought about it, the more it made sense for me. Stop chasing clients and start attracting. Michael Maher guides you through each and every step of the process. The class start to finish is amazing, eye-opening, and allows you to create an event, attract sponsors, and draw in clients with Michael's help. I would highly recommend this class to any agent who is tired of chasing their dream and who is ready to start achieving it. Thank you, Michael. Well, thank you, Tanya Tudor with Keller Williams. Very much appreciate that testimonial. Very much appreciate you taking Event Mastery class. And speaking of the classes that we have coming up, we have Networking Mastery class that starts on September 2nd. I truly believe two of the biggest opportunities, especially in real estate, but in business in general, two of the biggest opportunities this fall, as we go into fall and winter, are networking and events. I truly believe those are two of the biggest opportunities. I won't go into necessarily why I feel those are the two biggest opportunities. You can always join us on our jam session at gengenjam.com. But the bottom line is those are two of the biggest opportunities. We have Networking Mastery class in September, and then we have Event Mastery class in October and November, where we help you do your Pie Day, your holiday event, your pumpkin patch, whatever you want to do for your fall event. I'm going to help you do it. And that all starts on September 2nd. And by the way, you look at Networking Mastery class, you like it. You look at Event Mastery class and you like it. Join referralmasteryacademy.com and you get all of those courses for your less than $100 a month subscription. So referralmasteryacademy.com gets you it all. And speaking of getting it all, we are getting it all today with our guest. Today, I'm delighted to welcome Jason Gelios, a top producing realtor based in Southeast Michigan. Jason is the author of Think Like a Realtor and the creator host of the Ask Jason Gelios Real Estate Show, where he shares candid, actionable advice to help buyers and sellers navigate residential real estate with confidence. Jason has built his reputation by using video marketing to educate his clients and position himself as a trusted expert, whether through short social media clips or full episodes of Ask Jason Gelios. His transparent, value-based approach has helped him stand out in a crowded market, earning both media attention and strong referrals from past clients. On today's episode, we'll dive into how creating value-packed video content builds trust, sets you apart from other agents, and ultimately helps earn more referrals. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today on Referrals Podcast.
Hi, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Well, always good to have you. And I am going to cut to the chase because I know that my listeners and viewers are chomping at the bit for video. What
Yes.
should we do with video? Everybody's hearing we should do video, but man, it's like, why should I do it? How should I do it? And you've become known, like, let's call it local famous and borderline
Mhm.
global famous
Mhm.
for your consistent and valuable video content. Why video? What got you to focus on this area of your business so much?
Right. So my main focus was how can I stand out? Because there are so many real estate agents, and in general, there's a lot of other professionals, whether you're an attorney or a tax professional. And so I really wanted to stand out. And I dove a little bit into producing video, made a lot of mistakes, but overall, I got over my fear of it and how I saw myself on video. And I just wanted something, a vehicle to help me stand out and to provide value. And video, besides it being the hottest topic out there, right, as far as marketing and things like that, I really wanted to get into other people's space in a non-confrontational way, and
That's right.
video does that.
Yeah, they get to choose when they watch it. They get to choose
Absolutely.
whether they're going to listen to the end of it or they're just going to watch part of it. And the viewer is 100% at choice rather than you door knocking or cold calling and you being in their face without choice, right? So and
Yeah.
video allows you to be at a lot of different places at the same time. What were some of your biggest fears when you started to incorporate video into your business?
Well, my biggest fear was not so much how I looked on video, although even to this day, I'm not 100% satisfied with how I look on video, but I really don't care about that, right? I just basically hit record. But really it's just, just just doing it, hitting record, um, and not worrying about how polished it is. Matter of
Mm,
fact, the more like I had this fear starting off, especially that I had to have a polished studio and image and look, and people like the raw
mm,
authenticity of video. If you're doing it on the fly, the majority of my videos are done on the fly because of a busy schedule. But I come up with an idea and I roll with it. I answer questions on my weekly show that I get out in public or from friends, past clients. But really, the biggest fear was, okay, do I have to be perfect
mm.
for people to like my video? Do I have to wear a suit? Do I have to, you know, have a professional editor? And you really don't need those things, especially starting off.
That had to be a great realization that you didn't have to be in a studio, you didn't have to have a professional editor, you didn't have to have $15,000 worth of equipment. You weren't making a news show worthy of TV. And what you've discovered is if you did make something that was TV worthy, they probably wouldn't watch it or listen to it because they really favor real authentic content. I think people in today's world are craving real more than maybe they ever have, especially with the advent of AI videos. Like we are the
Mhm.
first generation in ever that can doubt what we see in a video. Like we
Right.
can doubt that. I mean, we can no longer believe our eyes when we see something, we can't believe it. And it used to be all the time where if it was from somebody's handheld video, we could believe it that it was happening. And you look at it now, you go through Reels or you go through TikTok or you go through YouTube Shorts, and like right now, you're which one's trustworthy? And the ones that you
Right.
seem to lock into are the ones that are trustworthy where they're not AI made. So I love that on real, and that overcomes a lot of people's fear that it has to be perfect. I have to be
Right.
polished. I can't say the word or I know or something like that. And it's one of those where they can just be real and be human and themselves. And what were some
Mhm.
early or mistakes that you've made along the way that you overcame?
Well, I used to say a lot,
There you
starting
go.
off,
The
I'd be
filler
like,
words.
filler words, right? One of the things that I just got over, quite frankly, was I would ramble on a specific topic. So if I was covering one topic but three different points, the first point would be forever. And I realized I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to stay on point. And so how I solve that is I create, and I actually do this still, is I create an outline of the points that I want to touch. And each video, I keep it down to one topic, whether it's, how to buy a house or how to sell a house, right? It's one topic, but I keep the outline behind the camera and I glance at it to keep me on track. That way I
Mm.
know that I'm not getting lost in thought and I'm staying on point, and therefore my videos are, I have the hook in the middle, right? What I'm going to talk about, the actual content, and then I've just learned recently not to do an outro, which is interesting to me because I always did an outro, but it's just to stop what you're talking about, do a quick call to action. Hey, visit my website. That's it, and then an end card if you're posting it on YouTube.
That is humongous,
Mhm.
because the first thing that people want to use teleprompters, and there's all these apps to use your phone as a teleprompter.
Mhm.
I'm just telling everyone, like, don't use a teleprompter. Like,
Mhm.
bullet points, like Jason is saying, is just be you and just have the bullet points that keep you on focus. And you hit it on the head with very short to no intro. Just get into
Mhm.
it. Like this podcast, we tend to
Mhm.
not, tell me your life story and then get to the
Mhm.
content. We cut right to the chase and get to the content. Not that the
Right.
story's not important, but it does sometimes ramble on and it doesn't necessarily give the full value, right? But it's one of those where, and then the no outro is tell your points, and then
Mhm.
literally, that is brilliant, Jason. I absolutely love that. Go straight to the chase, tell it like it is, think in bullet points. People tend to listen in bullet points, and then close the door and keep going. And that's what will want them more. The first video that it keeps going on and on and on and on, then they're gonna like, oh, I don't know if I have time for another 10-minute video from this person. So
Right.
short is do you believe that short is the answer, or is there a time frame that is best for a video?
Great question. I think you should do both. And it depends on the platform. So like YouTube and even a podcast should be longer. My weekly show, I keep it around 5 to 10 minutes, just because I cover one topic.
Mm-hmm.
But me personally, I will listen to like your podcast, which can be, half an hour to 45 minutes because it's valuable content and I'm staying focused on it. It's like, so you can do longer video if it's interesting, not if it's just kind of, lost in thought the whole time. You want to be on point. But shorter video has its place too. So on my YouTube channel, what I'll do is I'll do my weekly show, again, 5 to 10 minutes, and then I'll do random videos, which I call Realtor rants. And it could be 2 minutes or it could go up to 4 minutes. It just depends. I don't really time those, but those are just random videos, random thoughts that I upload. I try to do them once a week as well, but sometimes I can't. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's really short clips that I'll do, let's say for TikTok, because people don't want to watch a long video on TikTok. So it really depends on which platform you're on.
Mm-hmm.
Longer form content, longer videos are actually trending on YouTube right now.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube wants that, which is amazing to me because I thought attention spans were going down. But if you're to the point and you're providing value and you're covering your points in your video, then yeah, I mean it shouldn't really matter if it's long or short.
Yeah, I love that. My son listens to long videos. My son's
Mhm.
16 years old, and he'll have some guy talking for 2 or 3 hours, and it's
Wow.
just a reaction video. The
Right.
guy is really just reacting to a bunch of other videos and a bunch of other things. So it's almost like he doesn't even have his own content, but he goes by other people's content and just expands on it and gives, and also drops a whole lot more cuss words than I would have liked for a 16-year-old. But the bottom line is it is long content, and it is like you said, it kind of is what the algorithm at YouTube kind of likes right now.
Mhm.
Any other mistakes that you made early on or throughout the course of your evolution through video?
Um, Really the biggest thing is just, getting off point in some of the topics. Um, I've actually going back to AI. AI has solved a lot of this for me, where it's easier to research ideas, and so like going back to my weekly show, it's more. I don't know if I should use the word polished, because it's polished in terms of scripting and outlines and things like that. So AI has been a great tool to come up with ideas, to come up with an outline and points that I should cover.
Love it.
It's still my thought, it's still my opinion and my advice, but AI doesn't do the video, but it's a great tool. So overcoming those early on mistakes of not having so much preparation for a video. Actually, I don't think you should actually prepare for 3 hours to do a
Mhm.
video. But you should spend some time preparing more, which in the early days I wasn't. I was taking my own advice of just hitting record too serious. um, I,
Right.
I I think you should do that, but have some preparation as well.
Yeah. Yeah. People like, they want organized thought, especially the longer your video is.
Right.
And, like you said about your rants, it's about one topic. So 2 to 4, 5 minutes on that totally makes sense, and it's easy to absorb, and it's friendly, it's fun, that kind of thing. And honestly, I mean, it's rants, so everybody wants to hear that these days. And man, I'll tell you, that's the cool thing about real estate. It will give you plenty of material for rants and venting, won't it? But the other
Yep.
thing is, like on your show, if it's a show, people are expecting a lot more preparation. Like this show, I mean, we have an immense amount of preparation for every show. And that's, I think, the expectation of the, if I just got on here and started rambling and go, I'm not sure if it would
Mhm.
be as strong of a show or as liked as it is. So I think you hit on really, really good points there. And one thing, you keep talking about these mistakes, but they're really not mistakes. They're just iterations of mastery. That's really what you're talking about. I don't hear, that you talked and your face wasn't on the video, or you hit in too soon, or left the mic on when you were in the bathroom, like I have when I was speaking, right? I mean, like, I'm not hearing any like death 911 video mistakes. I'm just what I'm hearing are just you learning things and overcoming a little bit of fears as you went, right?
Yeah, and actually, something popped up in my head. I do have a death-defying mistake that I fixed in editing. Um, I was in a rush, but I wanted to stick to my video schedule, and I was doing a short form video, and I didn't realize until after I was in editing that I had nicked myself
Oh
shaving,
no.
and
Yeah.
I had a slight blood mark on my neck. So what did I do? I didn't want to go back and actually redo the video because my day was tight. So I turned the video into black and white, and I
There you
edited it
go.
that way. So
That's brilliant. I love it. That's a good quick solution, right? And black
yeah,
and white totally stands out, right?
you can't tell. I mean, it just looks like maybe I don't know, a mark or something.
Yeah, love that. Love that. All right, so now we're going to go into like uses, because I think this is I want people to overcome the fear of video.
Yes.
We just got through with event mastery, and we have 8 weeks of event mastery where I teach on Tuesdays and Fridays, and during Tuesdays lessons I give them a video of the week. One is a save the date video. Send this save the date video to everybody in your database, knowing when your event's coming up, so they can save the date and kind of mentally prepare for it. And then you do the soft invitation where it's like, hey, this is what we're doing. Make sure you register now. And kind
Mhm.
of every week I've got a topic, that flows along with the actual event. And that has been one of the best and most well received parts of Event Mastery that we've added over the years. People are just begging for video content,
Mhm.
and the thing is it also resonates so well with the database, with the sphere. So in your experience, how does video marketing, compare to other forms of communication when it comes to building genuine trust and rapport with your sphere, with your community, with your database, with the people around you?
I think it's the best form of marketing, quite honestly. Other than your housewarming party, that is genius, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, that's awesome. That's hyper local. But okay, let's say video is the second compared to the housewarming party. Um, but no, I think
All right, on that for a second.
yeah.
But here's the thing, right? That it's how they work in concert. The housewarming party and events in general
Mhm.
are a brilliant idea. I mean, if
Yeah.
you're a buyer's agent, you work with buyers, you should offer to throw them a housewarming party. If they say no, they're going to feel guilty and refer you. If they say yes, they're going to introduce you to 30 to 40 people that you know
Right.
and probably refer you. So it's a really, but the thing is when you do the event, how do we make it live forever?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's done. It's just done. How do we make it live forever? Video. There's a
Yep.
video of the housewarming party. You do a highlight film and you send it to the owners. Well, how
That's it.
long are they going to keep that with your little bug logo at the
Mhm.
bottom of it? Like they're going to keep it forever. So that's the beauty of video is it allows people to experience moments over and over again. They get to experience you over and over and again. So
Mhm.
I love that facet of how video marketing works with event marketing and events. Video marketing works with the housewarming parties and, what we would call like they events. So, I just love that part of it. What have you found
Mhm.
has been the reaction of your sphere, of your community, of the people that you're sending these videos to?
Well, my weekly show goes out once a week through email to everybody who has signed up. So I let them know that, hey, brand new episode. And in case you missed it, here's last week's episode, for you as well. But people love it. I mean, I've gone to family events on my wife's side where they're like, hey, I saw your video about this tip or that tip. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know you watched it,
Yeah.
because too, you have to know that not everybody, and I'm actually guilty of this too, is sometimes I'll watch a video and I don't hit like, I just scroll on, I
Yeah.
forget.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Um, so it's really been cool. And I want to dive in a little bit too, is if you're like every professional should have at least a weekly show. For me, I do a weekly show, but I also created a logo for the show and
Mm.
I put it on hats, I put it on a shirt, I put it on pens, chip clips, which has been huge, and I hand them out to whomever wants them. Quite honestly, I mean, I've given chip clips out with my show logo um, to cashiers because you never know, in my
That's
area.
right.
So I think getting it out to the sphere of influence, uploading your videos, any video you do should be uploaded directly to YouTube and not shared as a link on other platforms, uploaded directly, right?
Mm.
Like Facebook and all that. I've gotten more business from Facebook than any other place, quite honestly, because I upload it direct, it auto plays, and people are like, "Oh, okay, this is cool, right? It's Jason." um,
Hmm.
and it keeps me top of mind. Like, okay, he's still doing real estate.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
can you give us a specific example or where a video like directly led to a referral or a new client, something like that, where it seems like the video triggered them calling you to list their house, or a video triggered them, referring you to their sister or brother or something like that?
Yeah, so I have a great example of that. It was one of my past clients on Facebook. Their Facebook friend posted, "Hey, does anyone know a real estate agent?" Now you can imagine how many people commented,
She,
"Oh my God,
hundreds. Yeah.
I mean it was flooded, right? She actually showed me the start of it, but um, oh yeah, so everybody commented, "Oh, call my agent, John, Jane, Joe, they're awesome, right?" Okay, my past client put in the comments, I recommend Jason. And by the way, he does video. She posted this in there with a link to my YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So the person asking for the referral actually clicked on my link because I was the only comment that had a link. She watched some of my episodes, right? Um, Called me the following day, asked to meet. I said, great. I'm thinking I'm gonna go out there, look at this condo. It was a smaller condo, beautiful place. I'm thinking I'm gonna go out there. I got my listing presentation, all that stuff ready, right? I get there, and the condo owner greets me as if I've known her for years.
Yeah.
Gives me a tour of the condo. I'm like, oh, okay. I got all my stuff here. Do you want to see? Whatever. She gives me a tour and then says, okay, how fast can we get this on the market? I didn't have to sell. It was already done for me. Video sold me probably when I was sleeping at night
Mm-hmm.
when she was watching it, or in the evening when I'm eating dinner, my video's working for me. So that's probably the best example
Love
uh,
it.
that I've had. Yeah.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Instead of just a name, they got to actually meet the person, you, and it didn't have to be you on a Zoom. It didn't have to be you on the phone. It was you, but and a great rep. In fact, the ideal representation of you, especially if you're editing and doing other things,
Mm-hmm.
and they got a feel for who you are. You didn't know them from Adam, but they felt like they've known you forever. They greeted you
Mm-hmm.
like an old friend. You knew you had the
Absolutely.
listing at that point. You knew that you were going to be able to take that and run with it. So
Yes.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
So for we have agents that are listening to this. We have professions of all kind who want referrals who listen to this. So they want to start using video, but they feel overwhelmed or they're not sure where to begin. What are your top three tips for any professional to get started to the point where they can be confident and they can really work effectively with video?
So my top three tips would be one, don't record yourself in a really dimly lit place and watch
Mm-hmm.
your background. Make sure you have somewhat of a decent background. It could be a blank wall. You can go in your basement and record it as long as you have plenty of light in your home office or even outside. I mean, I've done videos outside with a beautiful background.
The best lighting is
The best
outside if
lighting.
we
Oh,
if you can get there, right?
it's awesome. I mean, I've sat on my patio and done a video. I mean, it's that easy. Um, the second tip I would say is make sure you talk loud enough for the microphone or use a lapel mic.
Mm.
If you're close enough to your phone, which by the way, you can use your phone for most of your videos, uh, it should be fine if you're, a couple feet from your phone. But make sure that you sound good when you hit playback. And then the third tip I would say is don't sound too rehearsed. Have a
Hmm.
plan. Have a plan. Be somewhat prepared, but ultimately just be you. Be authentic.
Hmm.
Don't worry about if you say or okay or like. Just get through it. Like you're talking to somebody at a family barbecue. Um, just don't curse. Just don't curse.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and actually, a bonus tip would be just practice until you're confident. The more that I do video, the more confident I get.
Yeah.
And the more I focus on throwing value out. Like I need to share my value with others, and I'm going to overlook how I look on video, how I sound on video. Oh, I don't like my voice. Okay. It doesn't matter. Just put the value out there.
Yeah. I love these tips. Number one, lighting. Number two, have a plan. Number three was basically speak like you would to a friend or family member. And number four is practice,
Mhm.
understanding that you're going to get better over time and just do it. I think that's one of the best things about a lot of the things, especially video. Like you don't have to do it perfect from the beginning. When I look at myself speak on video from like 2009,
Yeah.
2010, I'm embarrassed. I'm like, who is that guy? But what's interesting is at the time, people were like, oh no, that was great. That was fantastic. That was super.
Mhm.
At this point, I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so much worse. What happens is you get better over time. You get better, and I dare say that doing video will actually make you more intelligent. It will actually make you a better salesperson, realtor, lender, whatever you are, because it forces you to be succinct with your thoughts. It forces you to be brief and concise with how you say things, and it makes you think about how you say things. And sometimes you'll say a paragraph to say that hammer awesome sentence at the very end, and that hammer sentence, that sentence with all the profundity and juice to it, that becomes something you say over and over and over again. Like I have a great memory of this. I keep talking about like perfectionism, overcoming perfection. It doesn't have to be, progress, not perfection. And then it was like, perfect is the enemy of done. And I said it at the end of that sentence, and it was just like, oh man, like that's it. Perfect is the enemy of done.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. And now, people have it on their phones. Perfect is the enemy of done. And it's one of those where it forces you to verbalize in a powerful way. It allows you to practice your scripts, not even on live people, but you think people are going to watch it. So you hone your scripts, you hone what you
Mhm.
say. And what I love about what you're doing is you're answering the questions of your database and sphere and community
Mhm.
before they're even asking them.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that when you do get asked, you're going to be better at answering it because you've already practiced your answer, even though it was on air, completely controllable, completely deletable. And then you finally talk to somebody and you've been practicing and you deliver it and it's perfect. It's fantastic. It
Yeah.
looks like, they hear it the right way and it gets you to where you want to go. So I love it. This is all good, especially the family and friend thing. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the best things you can ever do with a video text or a voice text or a video is like think of your best friend, think of your spouse, think of a really good friend. It's going to force you to smile. It's going to force you to maybe soften the language a little bit. It's going to come out and just be real and be you. Jason, this is fantastic. If somebody wants to follow you, they want to check up on, ask Jason Gelios, and your
Mhm.
last name is spelled Gelios, Gelios. So everybody listening, make sure you know that. He's got jasongelios.com. Is there another way that they can see some of what you're doing and get to learn more about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I invite everyone to check out my channel on YouTube. That just do a search for Jason Gelios, and I will pop up. The channel's name is It's All About the Real Estate. That's where I upload the majority of my videos, although I do share them on my site as well, jasongelios.com. But basically, YouTube is the next biggest platform where I invite everyone to connect.
Yeah, love that. And you also dropped a little nugget in there that I have to repeat for everybody
Sure.
is I believe answering questions for your sphere, for your community is one of the best ways to get started.
Mhm.
One of the nuggets that you dropped is that you go to ChatGPT or AI,
Mhm.
ChatGPT is the most
Mhm.
commonly used, and you say, give me the list of the top 20 questions that someone interested in real estate in, Southeast Michigan or Kansas City or Atlanta, Georgia might ask. And then you've got these 20 questions, and then you hit play or you hit record, and you just answer the question like you would. And then if you don't like it, you delete it and you re-record it. If you like it, you keep it. And then I that's a nugget that I think we skipped over a little bit, but what a great use for Chat GPT. And, sometimes it's hard to get started with video. So having a prompt is a great way to kind of get going. And I don't want people to miss the brilliance of what you shared there. Any other final words of wisdom around video marketing or any type of commentary about what it's done for you?
Well, yeah, actually. So, to go back briefly on what you said about AI. So, yeah, you can ask Chat GPT what are the most common questions for buying a home, selling a home. Also, here's another trick: is when you go on YouTube itself in the search bar. Let's say you want to do a video about buying a home. So you type in buying a home and then you stop. The drop down will show you the most popular searches. So if you typed in buying a home, it might say in the drop down, buying a home in 2025, buying a home with no money down. It gives you topics right there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a free way as well. Um,
Love it.
but really, video marketing has, for one, it's fun. I love doing it now. Starting off, it was rough. I was basically, learning so much about it and taking
Yeah.
in so much information. But really, it's been fun, and the reception from it, not just from family and friends, but from potential buyers and sellers. I mean, it's just been huge because it puts you and your personality in their space, whether they're watching your videos on their couch or while they eat dinner. And another thing too is the more video you do, you become hyper local and you become suggested. I've had people that I've known that live near me that have seen my TikTok videos, let's say, and they're not even following me. Now they are, but they're like, "Hey, you popped up in my feed." and
Right.
and that takes time. You have to basically do a lot of video, and make sure that it is, that it has tags and all that. But that could happen for anybody. Doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah, I love that. The compound effect kicks in, right?
Yes,
Is
absolutely.
the little thing, the little thing, the little thing, the little thing, and then all of a sudden, three or four friends finds it, and that grows into seven people, and that grows into 14, and it just kind of builds on itself. It's not the 999th hit of the rock that break it. It's the thousand. But it was all thousand hits that led to the rock breaking, and that rock breaking is you breaking out as a rock star in video. So I absolutely love this. This has been fantastic information. We've given 20 great suggestions and hints and tips in like 40 minutes here. And I just want to say this is awesome. I appreciate you so much, Jason, for being our guest here today on Referrals Podcast, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here from Jason Gelios, how you can become a local celebrity, how you can get referrals through video. And listen, it's not just about getting referrals through video. It's also giving your referral sources ammunition when they refer you. They're not just going to refer you as a name. They will refer you and refer that person to a video, which adds to familiarity and allows you to be even more referable. So great stuff today, and I absolutely love it. Also, if you are considering jumping into Referral Mastery Academy, now is the time to do it. Go to referralmasteryacademy.com. When you get into Referral Mastery Academy, you've got Networking Mastery coming up in September. And then in October and November, we've got Event Marketing and Event Mastery, where we're going to teach you how to have a referral generating event. Ladies and gentlemen, it's referrals guaranteed. Hope to see you on those. last but not least, I hope to see you on a future Referrals podcast. I know what the next one is. You are going to be blown away. Thank you so much for being here today. I love you. I appreciate you. And we'll see you next time on Referrals Podcast.